be cutting soap that we made yesterday. It's one of our goat's milk soaps. It's one of our family favorites. This one is lime into coconut. And it has some microcolorants. The brown inside is organic cocoa powder. And then we also have our goat's milk, and we use organic oils. Palm oil, which is sustainably harvested organic palm oil. And then we use a organic coconut oil, organic sunflower oil, castor oil, and shea butter or cocoa butter. This one has organic cocoa butter because we're going for that little bit more of the cocoa beachy kind of smell. And the fragrance oil we use is from Rustic Essentials, and it is a phthalate-free fragrance, and I also add a little additional organic lime essential oil to it because I wanted it just a little bit more lime scent. So here we go. I'm going to cut a little bit off and peas here. And this one usually has a little bit more of a pencil line at the bottom right here, but I, in the middle of making it, realized I did not have enough cocoa powder in my soap studio, so we just went with what I had because this one was starting to accelerate on me a little bit, and usually I do a little bit more of a tiger stripe sort of swirl in here, but this is what we had to work with today because the humidity in here was playing havoc, and this is what we got, but I think it still looks pretty good. All right, so, and this one is in my Brambleberry 5-pound mold is what we use for this one. And our bars usually weigh around 5 ounces minimum. This mold is a little, it's a newer mold for us, and this one is a little bit taller, so the bars are a little skinnier than they were, and we wrap them a different way. Sorry about that. But this one has become one of our personal favorites. A friend of mine actually requested it a long time ago, a few years ago, and it took me quite a while to come up with the swirl's getting better. It took me a while to come up with a one that I liked. I tried a couple, and my youngest daughter kept on telling me that she thought they smelled like the inside of a portable restroom. And so I didn't think that was too good. And my husband described it as smelling like a urinal cake. Also not too good. So we went back to the drawing board and tried a few different blends, and I started adding a little bit less, a little more essential oil until we got it perfect. And now this one is one of our family's favorites. I mean, I love this one when I actually get to have a bar in the shower. Kind of getting a little bit of a St. Patrick's Day vibe off of this one. It's coming up pretty soon. I don't know what time of the year or when you'll be watching this, but right now it's I don't know, is it Groundhog Day or was that yesterday? I don't know, but it's around there somewhere. So that one's got a cool swirl on it. And we do use a little titanium dioxide to get the creamier white, because I usually will use, if I'm going to do white, I'll just leave it with nothing in it, because our goat's milk is pretty white unless the dough is in the end of her lactation where she has more cream, and then it gets a little creamier. Ooh, that one's pretty too. So even though this one accelerated, it turned out, swirl turned out pretty good. But coconut, I don't think there's anything that is really as pure white as the inside of a fresh coconut. So I wanted to get a little whiter than what our natural goat's milk is, so we added a little bit of titanium dioxide. This one, just a little bit off of this one. All right, so there you go. That is lime into coconut. And that's what we were doing today, cutting soap. And I just finished making some embeds for another soap that I hope to do a video of. Tried to do a video of making this one yesterday, and things did not go well. So I had to scrap that one, but you get to see it being cut anyway. So thank you for watching. If you guys like, please subscribe. We're gonna try to do at least 2 videos a week, maybe. One video is going to be more of what's going on around our farm with the goats and everything, and we'll introduce you to the goats and what the practices and things we're doing on our farm. Like today, my husband's working on building some more permaculture beds around our property. We moved here about 2 years ago. Never lived so much in the woods before with no, very little access to pasture. We wanted to keep our privacy and also work with what we have, so we didn't have to take down a whole bunch of trees. So we found permaculture and forest gardening, and we're really trying to work with what God gave us, and to rebuild our soil. Because in Florida we have horrible soil, not like soil's not that great anywhere, but in Florida it's extra bad for trying to grow anything because we have so much sand, and we get so much rain that there's tons of runoff, and we're trying to fix the runoff on our property, kind of capture it and keep it where it's at. And this property is actually really good so far, as from what we can tell. A lot of the trees really help to keep the water on the property, but we're using a lot of wood chips and the bedding from the goats, and we're really building the soil back up again. And we'll show you more of that in future videos. Also, kidding season is coming up in March, so we'll have some births, and we'll get to show you some cute kids, and I'll introduce you to the goats and show you a little bit more of what we do around here. We raise our goats organically, as much as we go beyond really organic standards as much as we can. We only use herbs, a lot that I'm going to really work on trying to grow our own. We used to live in Tennessee for a few years, and I had a huge herb garden, and I used to grow a lot of the herbs that we used with our goats myself. But here I've had a issue with trying to get things to grow, which is why we're hoping the permaculture has helps us with that, so we can grow more of our own without having to purchase them. And that way I know for sure how they're growing or how they're grown. And anyway, we'll show you more of how we use the herbs with the goats, and what our daily practices are, and what our future goals are. And we'll show you a lot of the projects that we have going on. There's not much that I don't like to do myself. My husband begrudgingly helps me with some of these, and sometimes he wants to do it too, but not always at the same time. But or on my time frame, I like to get stuff done. So we have a project that we're hoping to do with building a new milk room, so my soap studio can just be my soap studio, and because right now the soap studio includes my milking room, where we have a refrigerator for the goat's milk, but we're lacking a water source. We're lacking supply of water, and I need hot water, and I'd like to have that. And we have a shed that was on our property. It's a little cement block building that actually has water, hot water, and plumbing already in it and electricity. But the roof was damaged a long time ago by a hurricane here in Northwest Florida, Hurricane Ivan. We believe that's when the roof was damaged, and the previous owners just left it, but it's actually still in really good condition except for the roof. So we're getting it cleaned out, and we're gonna hopefully replace the roof one of these days. That's our next big project. The first one was getting the studio done, and we finished that a few months ago. After a little bit over a year it took us to finish the studio. We built this, my table for soap making and cutting soap, because it's at waist height, so I don't have to bend over, because I had a back injury from high school, so I don't like to bend at the waist too much. But we'll share as much as we can as what's going on, and if you're interested in anything like that, you can let me know what you might be interested in learning about our farm in the comments, and be sure to hit the subscribe button so we know who all wants to see. If you want to see more of our videos, you can also click the notification button for whenever we upload a new video. But honestly, I hate all those interruptions, so I never do that myself. So if you don't, no worries. Nope, I don't really mind if you don't want to get notifications all the time. So anyway, thank you for watching today, and we hope you have a very blessed day.